This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about Austin Idol. John Dean writes in, did you ever have a chance to work with Austin Idol? What are your thoughts on him as a performer?
You must absolutely have a crystal ball, because I just saw him last Wednesday, and I talked to him a little bit backstage, but then I talked to him in the airport. You know, he's 70 years old, you know. Not a wrinkle under his eye, not a wrinkle anywhere on his face. Still as clear-headed and in good shape as a guy 50. But I mean, not a wrinkle anywhere. And we talked. Turns out he's living down in Greenville, South Carolina, which is 120 miles from Charlotte. And he just I had a great conversation with him. And he was a big star in Continental Championship Wrestling. And I'm sure Memphis too. And I'm not sure what other territories he worked, but primarily those two. And he was a huge baby face and looked part, had a great rap, had a great look, and was a big asset to that territory, to those territories, Memphis as well.
Check it out if you haven't already. I know some of our younger listeners are going back and seeing some of this stuff for the first time, but Austin Idol, for better or worse, is almost like a forgotten character through the history of wrestling, but he shouldn't be. Greg Bass writes in, I love the Dangerous Alliance as a kid, and you've talked about it before on the show. The question is, if Paul Heyman or Arn revived the stable today, what talent would you use in each organization? So let's just pretend AEW for a second. If you were to bring back a Dangerous Alliance and build a little stable in AEW, what do you think that would look like?
Oh God. Number one, I don't think you can recreate that. But we're just doing fantasy booking, right?
Sure.
Okay. What if you started off with MJF?
Ooh.
Number one, he could do some of the talking, some of the performing. I think you would have to bring along that monster that he's got, who is untested. No one has seen him yet in a match, so he's untested, but he certainly looks the part. What if you put Moxley in there? You brought in, let's just say you brought in the Revival, if they were available, free and clear, and Luke Harper.
Oh,
and that would probably button it up and give you everything you needed.
That's a bunch of hosses right there. I like it. Interesting question here from Jay. What territories would you have worked for if given the opportunity? Sort of when you look back at your early days of your career, are there any territories that stick out where you think I could have fit in there, or that could have been fun?
The Florida territory, everybody that ever worked there, you know, loved it. That's part of being young and being in the wrestling business and being based in Tampa and just going to the Florida towns. That would have been awesome. I heard nothing but good things about the Oregon territory, Don Owens, and how short the trips were and all that. And, you know, once you've been in the business a while and you've driven 3,000 miles for Bill Watts, or you've flown 15 legs for the WWF, the aspect of being in a territory where you got 800 or 900 miles to drive the entire week, and you're really close a couple of nights, you know, almost like a night off, like Pensacola was. Some of those difficult territories really make you want to appreciate the ones that were easier. And that's probably the only ones that I feel like I missed out on something. I was good with, you know, not having to move all the time either.
Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future clips that we upload. We hope we made you laugh, and we hope we can save you some money right now at SaveWithConrad.com.